All right. Good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or whenever you're watching this. Today is going to be a little bit different because we have some elements that we got to deal with today, but that's no problem. We'll be able to figure that out. Today, we are going to do a 9 exercise routine. It's going to be all body weight. Go where you need to for this particular routine today. We'll be on the ground. We will be standing. If you need to grab a mat, go ahead and do that. Mine's a little bit wet already. No problem. If you're involved in Spartan at all, you know that we can do these things in any conditions. So let's go ahead and get started. So don't forget to start your watch if you need to. But we're just going to spin side to side to begin with. Go ahead and start that. Get those ankles involved as well. And we'll see how things go today. All right, nice and easy. All right, let's go down, touch the ground, all the way up. A couple things you might need today is some water, a mat. You can also have a little some little hand weights if you like as well. It's definitely not necessary, but if you want to amp it up for yourself, put your hands together. Let's chop a little bit. Don't forget, this is for all levels. So I'll give you regressions and progressions for each of these exercises once we get into the main part of the workout. So if you need to amp it up for yourself, you'll be able to do that. If you need to regress it down a little bit, switch directions, you'll be able to do that as well. Kind of get up on your toe when you do these ones. If you're able to, reach as high as you can, bend that knee down, up. Come down to that bent knee. All right, let's go back to center. Let's go ahead and roll out our shoulders. Nice and easy, roll out the shoulders. All right, let's go ahead and stand up straight. Bring your knee up, rotate it around, warm up those hip flexors. All right, let's switch sides. Hold on to something if you need to. All right, we should be nice and warmed up at this point. All right, so we're going to start today in crab position. So we need to get down into a position on all fours. Oh, it's going to be messy today. All right, if you're unable to do this, go ahead and do this same position off of a heavy piece of furniture. And ready and go. So we're just gonna crab walk. Try to bend your elbows a little bit when you go side to side. If you need to keep it static and just bend your elbows a little bit, you can do that. If you have a little more space, you can really go forward and backwards a lot longer. If you want to do side crabs, you can do those as well. If you're on a heavy piece of furniture, just dip those elbows back behind you just a little bit. All right, we got 10 seconds. All right. All right, our next exercise is donkey kicks. So if you need to stand for this and you can't get onto all fours, stand up against the wall, push your legs straight back and bring it back down. If you're able to get on the ground, get on all fours, kick that leg straight back and bring it back in. Things to think about when you're doing this. Keep those shoulders over your hands. Engage those glutes each time you kick. Really engage those glutes when you bring it all the way back. This is working our posterior chain, lower back, glutes, hamstrings. If you tend to sit a lot, it's really good exercises to strengthen that posterior chain. All right, 10 seconds. All right, so we're flipping over. All right, we're gonna do twist next. So you can do this from a chair as well. You're gonna lean it back, put your hands together, or you can use a hand weight and turn your body 90-degree angle each way. All right, keep it slow if you need to. You can definitely make it a little faster as you go. If you need to make it harder for yourself, get those legs up in the air and turn that body at 90 degrees. Don't just swing your hands back and forth. It's not giving you much core work. Engage that core by really turning left and right, 90 degrees from your legs. 20 seconds. And rest. All right, we're going to stand back up. All right, for this next one, we're going to do reverse lunges. If you need to put a jump into them to make it a little more challenging for yourself, go ahead and do that. If you need to hold on to something, go ahead and do that. But bring it back, get down as low as you can. If you're able to touch the ground, go ahead and do that. If you're only able to come down a little bit, that's fine. If you need to put a little jump into it, go ahead and do that. Everybody's at a different fitness level, so go where you need to go for this one. Ten seconds. And rest. Awesome job. Okay, so like the throw boxing move in here, so go ahead and get your legs a little wider than hip distance. Bend your knees a little bit. All right, and we're gonna jab, elbow, jab, elbow, jab, elbow. Keep it going. Remember the important things here. The important things on any of these boxing moves is that you make crisp movements. So really snap it. If you're just flopping your arms around, then you're not going to get very much out of it other than a little bit of mobility. If that's your goal for today, then go ahead and do that. But if you want to really work on your a little bit of your muscular endurance, snap those punches and elbows. All right, excellent. We're going to work on the posterior chain a little bit more by doing single leg deadlifts. You can do this with weights in your hands. It's definitely not necessary. If you need to hold on to something, you can do that as well. But we're going to come down, make our body into a T, and bring it back. Body into a T, bring it back. Should really feel that work in your hamstrings when you bring it back. A little space confined here. All right, 15 seconds. Keep switching legs. Try to get that leg back as far as you can. Even if you're going down at an angle, that's better than not doing it. All right. Next, we're going to do 2-second push-up holds. Okay, so go to your special push-up place, wherever that is. It could be on a wall, on a heavy piece of furniture, on the ground, on your knees. And from that position, you're going to go down, hold it for 2, and push it back up. Down, hold for 2, push it back up. So you can do this same on the wall, same on a heavy piece of furniture. Down, do a 2 count, and bring it up. And again, if you need it to be harder, do knee push-ups. If you need it to be harder, do full push-ups. If you need it to be harder, go ahead and elevate your legs. The important thing here is that we make it for the whole minute time. All right, let's go back to our feet. All right, our arms are straight out. We're going to make little circles with our arms. Remember, we're going to switch directions in 30 seconds. A shoulder endurance exercise. It's good to loosen the shoulders up if you're at a computer keyboard or have an office job that you need to loosen up from. Okay, let's switch directions. Whew. Can really feel the endurance part of it right now. About 15 seconds to go. Keeping your arms up that long. Drop them if you need to, and then pop them back up. And rest. All right. Our last exercise for this round is going to be squats with an overhead push. So as you go down, your arms are going to go up. So from this position, squat, bring your arms up, bring it back down. Try to track those knees over your toes. You can always, if you need to make this a little bit harder, you can always put a little pop at the top. So a little bit of a jump when you come to a full stand position. So from here, we can go whoop. So wherever you are in your fitness, again, if you need to ramp it up, go ahead and make that one of your progressions. 5 seconds. And rest. All right, 1 minute rest. You can work on your breathing before we start our next round. Take a couple deep breaths, lower that heart rate. If you want to keep moving, go ahead and just walk around your space, whatever space that you have. If you want to keep active during this minute in between, that's perfectly fine as well. Grab a drink if you want to. We're getting into crab position next. Get into crab position and go. Stoic gods are being rough on me today. Just got to keep persisting. All right, 20 seconds. And again, do that off a heavy piece of furniture if you need to. Go longer. If you just need to do crab dips or even put your butt on the ground to make you able to do that tricep activity for the whole time, that's great. All right. Back on track. All right, we got donkey kicks next. So we're getting on all fours. And again, if you need to stand and do straight leg kickbacks, go ahead and do those. But from here, extend those legs, engage the glutes, bring it back down. Engage the glutes, bring it back down. Try to concentrate on keeping those hands underneath your shoulders for stability. Kick the legs straight back. Engage the glutes as you go back. You got this. 15 seconds. All right. All right, we're flipping over for our Russian twist. So again, if you need to do these off of a chair, that's perfectly fine. Regardless of where you do it, we want to get our body at 90 degrees on each side. Lift your feet up if you need to make it a little bit harder for yourself. Lean back further if you need to even make it even harder for yourself. All right, 25 seconds. And rest. All right, we're up for reverse lunges. So from a standing position, coming back, tap your knee to the ground, stand it up. Ready, and go. If you need to hold on to something, go ahead and do that. If you need to add a jump into this, go ahead and add a jump into it as well. All right, 10 seconds. And rest. Excellent. All right, we're doing our fight move next. So get your knees a little bouncy. We're doing one jab, one elbow. Keep it snappy. All right, ready? And go. All this rain falling makes me think about good rain shower music when you sleep. All right, excellent. Next we're doing single leg deadlifts. So we're bringing our leg out, straight back, bring it back in. Okay, switch legs each time. And go. And again, if you need to hold on to something, that's fine. Try to get that leg back as far as you can, working the posterior chain. 25 seconds. You got this. Keep it up. And rest. All right. Next, we're doing 2-second push-up holds. So go to your special push-up place. Get into position. Birds are starting to sing after the rain shower we just had. Ready and go. Remember, at the lowest point, do a 2-second hold and then pop it back up. Twenty seconds. You got this. You want to go to a push-up place that you can make for a whole minute. So wherever that is, knees, wall, furniture, feet elevated. Do what you need to do for this one. All right, let's stand back up. All right, our arms are straight out. We're going to make little circles with our arms. Remember, we're going to switch directions in 30 seconds. A shoulder endurance exercise. It's good to loosen the shoulders up if you're at a computer keyboard or have an office job that you need to loosen up from. Okay, let's switch directions. Whew. Can really feel the endurance part of it right now. About 15 seconds to go. Keeping your arms up that long. Drop them if you need to, and then Pop them back up. And rest. All right. Our last exercise for this round is going to be squats with an overhead push. So as you go down, your arms are going to go up. So from this position, squat, bring your arms up, bring it back down. Try to track those knees over your toes. You can always, if you need to make this a little bit harder, you can always put a little pop at the top. So a little bit of a jump when you come to a full stand position. So from here, we can go whoop. So wherever you are in your fitness, again, if you need to ramp it up, go ahead and make that one of your progressions. 5 seconds. And rest. All right, 1 minute rest. You can work on your breathing before we start our next round. Take a couple deep breaths, lower that heart rate. If you want to keep moving, go ahead and just walk around your space, whatever space that you have. If you want to keep active during this minute in between, that's perfectly fine as well. Grab a drink if you want to. We're getting into crab position next. All right, back to crab position. All right, last round, and go ahead and start your crab. Again, try to get a little bend in your elbows when you do the crab. All right, 15 seconds. And rest. All right, we're flipping over to do some donkey kicks. Again, we're trying to engage our glutes on this one. So we're kicking it back. Make sure you really tighten your glutes before you bring them back down. Ready, and go. Working that posterior chain on this one. All right, 15 seconds. Keep it up. Really a lot of posterior chain exercises today. Working that lower back, glutes, hamstrings, all those muscles we neglect. All right, let's flip over to sitting position for our twists. And again, hands together, little weight in your hand. Turn it 90 degrees, whether you're on the ground or in a chair with your feet on the ground or feet off the ground. Go where you need to go. But most importantly, get that 90-degree turn with your body. All right, 15 seconds. You got this. And rest. Whew. All right, back to our feet for our reverse lunges. So get into a position for your reverse lunges. Remember, we're bringing our legs back. Touch the ground if you can. I actually like doing reverse lunges better than forward lunges. You should be able to notice when you do these lunges, if you're able to get all the way to the ground, that your forward leg stays at a 90-degree angle. A lot of times when you do forward lunges, you don't take a big enough step forward to keep that front leg at 90 degrees. So again, if you want to put a little jump into this, go ahead and do that if you need to amp it up for yourself today. And rest. All right, we're getting there. All right, next we're doing our fight move. Remember, keep these moves super snappy. All right, jab, elbow. Ready, and go. Jab, elbow. Keep it snappy. Whew, I don't know what that was. My right and left brain activated together. "20 seconds. And rest. Awesome. All right, we're on single leg deadlifts next. So again, another posterior chain movement. If you need to hold on to something, go ahead and do that. If you can't bring your leg straight back, kick it back like this. It'll work this very similar muscle. Ready? And go. Try to get into that T position each time. Keep that front leg slightly bent, ever so slightly bent. And rest. Super job. We are down on the ground for our 2-second push-up holds. So wherever you are going to go for push-ups, do it. Whoa. And drop it down, hold it for 2, push it back up. And again, if you need to modify this for yourself, go ahead and do that. Wall push-ups, heavy piece of furniture push-ups, knee push-ups, whatever you need. All right, 20 seconds. You got this. And rest. All right, back to our feet. Whoop. All right, arms out. We're doing tight circles, 30 seconds each way. Ready? And go. You got this. Keep it up. Shoulder endurance here. All right, reverse directions. This is a tough one. Whew. And rest. Whew. I think it's the hardest one. All right, here we go. Last exercise, our squat. And our hands go up when we go down for a squat. All right, ready? And go. And again, progress this by putting a little hop at the top. You got this. 20 seconds. And rest. All right, awesome job. All right, if you need a drink, go ahead and grab one. We're going to do a little stretching, and that'll be your movement for today. All right, so if you're ready to start your stretching, interlock your fingers, put them up over your head, flip your hands over, stretch out that abdomen, hips, arms, wrists. Push through your hands at the top. All right, let's lean over to the one side. Stretch out the lats, stretch out the spine. Bring it all the way up, stretch out the other side. All right, let's take one arm, bring it across your body, hold with the other arm, really stretch out that shoulder. Open up your fingers nice and wide. Often we forget to open up our fingers when we are exercising. It's one thing we often neglect to do is finger exercises. We need grip strength, so we need to have those fingers nice and limber. You know, carrying groceries. Let's switch sides. You know, doing yard work, you need good grip strength. Open up those hands. All right, hands on the hips. Let's roll out our hips. All right, switch directions. All right, let's stand up. We're gonna lunge, do a static lunge off to one side. Really stretch the inside of your thigh. All right, bring it up. Let's stretch it out the other side. All right, let's stand up, roll out your ankle. And roll it the other way. Roll out the other ankle. All right, thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate it. You can hit the follow button down at the bottom so you can get this information as soon as it comes out. I'd love to see you here live if you're not here live already. And we'll catch you next time.